welcome. If you're new around here, I am Miranda Benson. I am a wife, a mom to 3 kids. My oldest is 5. I am somebody that struggles with some hormonal acne, rosacea, melasma up here, and I love empowering women and supporting women. That is my heart. That is what I do. I'm going to chat with y'all today. I'm going to do my makeup. I'm going to talk with you. If at any point you have a question, drop them below. If you're catching this as a replay, I'd love for you to go ahead and tell me replay. At any point you have questions, drop them. If you need help, drop it. I'm happy to help all of you. Happy to answer any questions, all the things. Good morning, Jade. Hey. Jade and I have connected over supporting women and supporting mamas. And so, my heart for that is I do have a big heart for other mamas, women in general, mamas as well. But I have been super blessed to be a mama times 3, right? And I know there are a lot of women that want to be a mama and maybe they don't have a baby in their arms yet. So I do want you to know I pray specifically for you. Will bring me to tears right now. I have a reminder in my phone so that I do not forget it. And 3 times a week, I specifically pray for those women that are waiting to hold a baby in their arms. So there's that. Let's do some makeup and let's chat. Well, since we kind of talked about that with mamas and everything with that at first, let's chat about supporting mamas, okay? I've had several, you've heard me talk about it if you've been here, friends that have had little ones recently. And it's hard when they're not close, like distance-wise to you, sometimes to support them. So I want to know, and I want to hear back from y'all, what do you do in that instance? Because when I have mamas that are near me, one of my really good friends lives near me. And so what I did for her is and she has 2 other little boys. She just had a boy. I made a meal. I actually made 2 meals. I made big enough to where she could freeze 1 pan and then eat 1 pan that night. I did a chicken and rice casserole. And then I took her a basket full of snacks that were my kids' favorite snacks and some crafts for her kids. Not that she would have to do, but they were easy things for her to put at the table to occupy big brothers while she was nursing baby brother and spending time with him or doing things with him. Because when I took it to her, he was a week old and it was right before our kids were out for a week and they were going to be at home for the whole week, right? And I was like, she's going to need some love and support and some help. And she's not at a place where she wants me to come and be there or sit there and I wouldn't sit there. That's another thing, we can talk about that. But I'd love to know, for those of you that have friends that are not near you, what you have done, because I do have friends that are not right here, not right close by. And it's a little bit harder because it's do you send a gift card to the grocery store? I personally, when I get gift cards, I'm not good about using them. I am not. So I'm what's the best way to serve and love those friends? Do you just send a DoorDash gift card? I would love, one thing I think that's great, and I talked to a friend about the other week, is doing some kind of cleaning service for them. If you could get contact information, or if they have somebody that typically cleans their house, paying for that service so the mom doesn't have to do that, or paying for a laundry service. It's if somebody comes and gets clothes and washes and folds them or something. Or if it's that, I talked to somebody about a sleep consult. How cool is that? I typically am one that does try to do eat, play, sleep with my kids on a routine base, if that makes sense. So a little bit of a schedule. But we do a flexible schedule. So if you just watch me, what I just did, literally I'm using this brush that is a shape brush. It's on sale. I just use my main color kind of in this bearded area, and I bring it up here because I like more coverage for my rosacea, and then along my forehead. Okay. I'm going to take the smaller end and go into my contour. But I think those are all great ideas. I say a sleep service or a sleep consult service because I feel but I also think you have to be careful with that, because I think some companies or some programs or some I guess, services are very routine based, or they're not supportive. Like if you have a friend that's like breastfeeding, I feel like sometimes some of those programs do not help or support breastfeeding mamas. And I have breastfed all of mine, and I like really enjoy helping and supporting moms in that and empowering in that, because I feel like today's society, especially pediatricians, OBs, like ain't nobody trying to support and help the breastfeeding mama. They are all about, let's go to some formula. And there is nothing wrong with that. But I feel like so many more women would breastfeed and stick with it if they understood a lot more about it. So for me, I was a speech therapist. I knew a lot about tongue tie, lip tie, I knew a little bit about it to where I knew there was an issue when my kids had that. And I knew what to do and how to seek help. Whereas so many women have no idea that if nursing is painful or their baby's not gaining weight or things like that, that could be related to a tongue or lip tie, they just think it's them and they just stop nursing. And it's not them usually. And there are some things you can do to help it, but like not everybody knows that, right? We're not supporting that or helping these women with that. So that is one thing that I try to do, especially with my friends, is number one, give them the power and freedom and like encouragement to do what is best for them. Like one of my friends that recently had a baby, she stopped nursing. It was not worth her mental health. And like she knew, as much as I am a like supporter and encourager to nurse or breastfeed or whatever, I am also very much a supporter about I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm like, what? I'm like the supporter of like whatever is best for you as far as mental health. Because y'all, when we have a baby, there is so many hormones going on, right? Like you have a baby, you have the biggest drop in hormones that like ever happens postpartum. And especially like as you start nursing and having all these hormones. That's a whole ball game right there, right? So we just did that. Y'all probably saw that. That contour that I used, it added like, it kept the dimension on my face, right? Now we're going to use this brightening shade. And what this is just where I would typically have lightness and brightness on my face. I'm just kind of keeping there. I don't have to put that there because I kind of naturally have some of that. But I love how the creams look on my face. And they're just very skin-like. So I do like that. But that is, I think, a big thing that we don't have for our moms is just that support of, number one, whatever you need to do, but also knowing that just because you're having issues while breastfeeding doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong, right? And I think there's more ways that we could support our nursing mamas. So, like not even nursing mamas, like postpartum mamas, right? Like, let's love on them and support them a little bit more. Okay, that was literally my 3D foundation, y'all. We like used our main shade, brightening shade, contour. I'm going to put a little bit of bronzer on. Gives me that sun-kissed look. I love bronzer. I love that you can get it with the bronzer and blush brush. And you like save some money. So I put it on and I just like swirl it in big circles up here on my forehead. It's going to give us that sun-kissed glow. But I do feel like we just need to do that. And so I love to learn about ways that other people have supported your friends, or that you were supported when you were newly postpartum or newly into motherhood. And even if it wasn't like just your first time, but like maybe something that happened with the second or third, and that like you felt the support, you felt the love, and like changed kind of the game for you, or the way you supported other friends. I'd love to know that. And then as far as like shopping, I'm not a big shopper. Y'all probably know that. Like since I had kids, I don't shop a lot. I love to thrift. And I often talk about like thrifting and my thrift hauls. And I really haven't thrifted in a while because this new year, I was like, I'm purging. I'm getting rid of stuff. I'm tired of having so much stuff. I just have a lot of stuff. Because used to, I was about quantity, not quality, of like my closet and my clothes. I just liked having options. And now I've just gotten to where I've really paid attention to what colors I like to wear, what colors I feel like look good on me and bring out my skin tone, and just all of that. And so I don't wear a ton of these random things that I have in my closet. So I've been getting rid of them because like they don't bring me joy. So we are going to put on a little bit of blush on our color. I think I'm going to use this pretty pink color up here because I get a lot of comments when I use pinks. But one thing that I am doing, like I'm purging, okay? So I've been cleaning out my closet. I have cleaned out my closet like a good bit. I have really narrowed it down. Do I still have a lot of clothes? Yes. Did I use like a good bit of blush just then? Yes. I haven't used this one in a while. This is a brand new 10, and I forget when they're brand new how like easy they like transfer, like come on your brush. And that was a good bit. So what I'm going to do here is you'll see I'm going to take and kind of blend right there where my brightening shade was to kind of blend it down to like ease that contrast. I'm tapping into that shade a little bit just so it's not as bright of a contrast. Okay. There we go. There we go. There's our cheek color. So as I've been diminishing the size of my closet, I've also been trying to find pieces I love to add to it because I really hadn't spent time buying a lot of things for myself, honestly, since becoming a mom, because I got pregnant, had my first, before he was a year old, I was pregnant with the second. And so I was like pregnant and then nursing, literally pregnant again. And then I continued to nurse her, and got pregnant with the third when she was like 14 months old. And so was still nursing and then pregnant again, right? And so I just didn't buy a ton of clothes. I wore kind of like the same type of maternity stuff or stuff that worked for maternity. And so I didn't have a ton of pieces that now that like baby girl, the third one, has been weaned for like 8 months, my body composition has changed. I'm similar to what I was before I had kids. Like size wise, but my body's changed. Things I like to wear and want to wear has changed. So I've been taking the time to figure out what I want in my closet, what I want to add to my closet, what I like to wear, things like that. And I have found this subscription. I really didn't want to put that on my lips, so we're going to wait. I'm going to use my white. I want to use this darker shade and then mix it with that pink shade. So I'm going to take and use this one and kind of mix the two together. But I have been using, it's like a subscription, and you rent clothes for a month. So it's called Nuuly, okay? And a lot of the things I get in my package, so I did it for the first time in January. And hey, okay, I'm seeing comments on Facebook where I go live over there. Usually I don't see comments, y'all. So I was like, let's do some Instagram where we can see some comments. Okay, so the subscription service I've been doing is called Nuuly, and you literally rent the clothes for a month and you can choose to keep them. So if there's something you get and you love it, you can like keep it, but you get a discount. Okay, how cool is that? So I love that. And it's like nice, good stuff like Free People, Anthropology, random stuff like that. So I did it the first month to have some items for my husband's work event. So I got 4 like semi-formal dresses and then like a pair of jeans and a pair of black pants. I wore one of the dresses that was from Anthropology. I loved one pair of the jeans. I wore them that whole month several times. And I usually don't choose to wear jeans, but I really liked them. And they were a Goldie. And then one of the other pair did not work right for me. So I kept all the items for that whole month and then sent them back. And I was able to choose 6 more items for the next month. And I love that. So I got it in last week. I wore a pair of the jeans like twice already. I might try everything on later. And then I wore one of the tops last week as well. It's like a sweater top. Okay, I'm putting this brighter pink on top of that dark color. And do y'all see how just by me using this like darker shade on my lips, it is legit just making my lips look fuller. And I haven't done anything to them, but I feel like they look fuller with just that little bit of color on them. So I've been using that. I just got it. Like I said, I got 2 pair of jeans this time, 2 tops, and then 2 dresses. And I love that. I think it's good for me to see like, okay, if these are good, and they're nicer items, a lot of them, to where they are like, I don't know if they're considered designer. To me, they're considered designer and nice, to where I would like decide if I want to keep them or not. So last month I loved the Goldie jeans, and maybe I should have kept them, but they were like $200, and I don't spend that on jeans. So I was like, you know what? I'll get them in my next shipment. I'll do it again, and I'll wear them this month, right? Well, when I went to get them, they did not have my size available, and I didn't want to pay to keep them. Number one, because of the money, when I could just rent them again for like this month. And it is, each month it's $98, or if you get a referral code, which I have one, I can share with you, it's $78. You save $20. And then if somebody uses my code, I do get the $20 off, just transparency there. But I think they're worth it, and I love it. So I will share more about that. If you are somebody that needs to add some pieces to your closet, or I've even had a friend that said she used it for maternity stuff. There was like a maternity section. I don't know what that is. And she loved it for that because she got some fun maternity pieces while she was pregnant, clearly. And they were nice things that she wouldn't typically buy or spend the money on. So I think it's cool for that, for like events. Like that's why I started using it. And now it's only month 2 for me, but I've gotten a few things that I've like tried, and I'm like, okay, I really like these pieces. Like I could decide to keep them and be able to add them to my closet. But that's that. That was a few mama tips, supporting mamas, loving on other mamas around you, which is my heart, women in general. Also, what else did we talk about? We talked about my purging my house. Still working on that major. And also like choosing to bring in items that bring me joy and that I really love. So y'all have a good one. Happy Wednesday. We'll be back soon.